Hi everyone, so glad you're here. I'm Joanna Connor, blues artist, musician, guitarist, singer from Chicago, Illinois. I've been here since 1984 and I've worked with a lot of greats in the Chicago blues scene: Otis Rush, Junior Wells, Jimmy Johnson, Buddy Guy, Dion Payton. And I've had my own band since 1989 and recorded about a dozen albums, a lot of them on Blind Pig, which was one of the premier blues labels. But just here to turn you on to what I know, some of what I've learned along the way for Chicago Blues Boot Camp.
Right.
Okay, one of my specialties is playing the slide guitar, and a lot of guitar players are baffled by it. So we're going to break it down in the future. If you'd like to subscribe to the Zoom lessons, I will break it down in detail to you about how to use this very expressive technique. But I'm going to give you a little bit of history about two of the songs that I'm going to teach a micro lesson to you to whet your appetite to join us in the future. And one is Elmore James, Dust My Broom, the classic, which has been recorded by so many people, and rightfully so. The first one we're going to do is Elmore James, and it's a little bit of the way he does it and the way I do it. And what I'd like to focus on is we're going to be using slide on this one, and I'm going to give you some hints on how to do different rhythm parts with each tune, because rhythm guitar is the bread and butter, the meat actually, of every music, and often overlooked. So I'm going to give you a little seminar on what to do if you're in a situation playing with other musicians, which hopefully you will be. And here we go. So this is Dust My Broom, recorded in the early 50s by Elmore James, one of the great slide guitar players and great writers of blues classics. So here we go. It's in the key of D. I am in standard tuning. I'm not in an open tuning, just so you know. And a lot of times it is the trickier way to play the slide, because you have in an open tuning you will have every string tuned to one chord, so you can make mistakes and you're not going to hear it as much. So you have to be a little bit more careful in standard tuning. But also, one of the beautiful things about being in standard tuning is you're not just limited to playing the slide. You can also incorporate traditional regular lead, as you call it, and chords. So I play it on my pinky, which is gives you the advantage of having three fingers ready to go, and your thumb. So here we go in the key of D, and it's 1-4-5, of course. What is 1-4-5? 1 is the tonic, which is D. The 4, D, E, F, G, subdominant G, dominant 5. 1-4-5. That's blues language. It's easy. It's just counting. So D, G, and A. So we went to the G there. The first chord is D. That's straight off of Elmore James. So I'm going to do it a little bit slower for you. Now what did I do? I slid up from the 9th fret to the 10th fret on the E and B string. With my right hand, I alternated between the 1st and 2nd, or B and E string. Then I went up to the B string on the 10th fret, 12th fret, back to the 10th fret on B, 3rd string, 10th fret, 12th fret on the 4th string. Okay, one thing I'll give you a quick hint on the slide. I'm always damping. I have my hand like this. So the middle finger, the third finger kind of anchors the slide. The middle finger is the damping technique, and I'm usually using, depending on what part of the neck I'm on, I'm always using at least this, and sometimes even the whole finger to dampen. With the slide, get a slide that fits your finger, not too tight. If you look right there, my pinky is right there at the top, because you're almost going to use, you're literally using this part of the slide. Okay? And here we go. So that's the intro. So now we're going to go to the 4 chord. Okay, so let's go over the 4 chord. I'm going up to the G here on the 3rd fret with a half bar position. Now that rhythm right there, or this one, this is called the blues shuffle. It's a traditional kind of 1950s rhythm part. Now what am I doing? I'm taking the half bar and I'm using my 3rd finger on the D, G, and B string. So the rhythm is going bum 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 bum, right? The shuffle rhythm. Now you can do that. That's on the 6th and 5th string, of course, with a little damping on the right hand, but you can use this. Combining the bass because I'm by myself, and when you're by yourself you want to use the bass strings and the regular strings to kind of give it a fuller sound. So if you were in a situation with other guitar players, which I'm going to get to in a minute, or keyboard players, you can just use parts and you don't have to be as concerned with making your guitar sound like more than just one guitar. When I play by myself, one of the main things I try to do, whether it be electric or acoustic, is to make the guitar sound like there's more than one person playing. And the way you can do that is by combining bass strings with the regular strings, so it sounds a little fuller, So I went to the 5 chord, which is the A. I barred 6th string and 5th string, and used that kind of on the 7th fret, D, G, and B, barred with my ring finger. Then I hammered on with the middle on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Same thing on the 3rd. On the G, the 4 chord. So there you go. That's it. But you're keeping that when you're playing, even though I have no accompanying tracks, in my mind, I would suggest listening to the original version. You can find some other versions, but get the groove in your heart, in your head. So when you're playing, it's kind of like, even if you don't have a track going with you, it's in your brain, it's in your soul, it's in the feeling that you have. So I feel that I'm hearing it in my head, not voices, music. So there you go. I made a mistake there. So I'm constantly hearing, especially the drums in the blues, that shuffle beat, the classic Chicago groove. That is the heartbeat of the blues. So get that inside of you so you feel it, because blues is about a feeling. It's about rhythm. It's not just about playing notes. It's not just about, I love to shred, I love to go crazy, but you got to have at the core of what you do, you've got to have that feeling. You've got to have that understanding of groove. And a great way to do that is whenever you listen to music, really focus on what the drummer is doing, even though you're a guitarist. That's a key part for me, is listening to the drummer. I'll dust my room. Find young man of my love, he can't get in my room. I believe his time ain't long. I believe his time ain't long. Woke up this morning, y'all, everything I have all gone.